Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Katawa Shoujo. Let's go ahead and get started. Shizune and Misha pull me towards the cafeteria, which is surprisingly not packed. Maybe some students favor eating in classroom or outdoors. I saw some of my classmates had boxed lunches. After we finish eating, Misha picks up where we left off earlier.
So, Hee-chan, you wanted to know about clubs and stuff, right? Right? Right, Hee-chan. Okay, I guess it makes sense to ask first.
Exchanging little nods of confirmation, they turn to face me again and Misha straightens her posture as if she's about to deliver a speech.
Hee-chan, do you have anything you're really interested in?
I used to play soccer, but I'm not really into it. I don't follow the teams or players or anything like that. As of late, I usually just read a lot.
There is a book club, right, Hee-chan? Right! But it seems like they have all the members they can possibly have right now. Sorry, Hee-chan, it's a really popular club.
Oh,
Ah, okay. But more to the point, Hee-chan, does this mean you don't have anything already in mind?
Not really.
Good! Great! That's great, Hee-chan! Really great!
Why is it so great?
No reason. Well, Hee-chan, other than clubs and the upcoming festival, there is one thing. Student council!
I see. I didn't know this school had student council. That was a very melodramatic setup, though, just to tell me that. I'm pretty sure the two of them know this, because Shizune looks a little embarrassed about it, and Misha's laughing. Shizune quickly retakes control of the discussion in a manner of speaking. I see what you did there. After all, it's still Misha who has to voice whatever she says.
Right. Hee-chan, maybe you should join the student council. They could use more people. Yes, definitely. You should definitely join.
Why?
Well, for one, we could hang out every day, Hee-chan. Shee-chan and I are both on the student council. Actually, Shee-chan is the president.
I'm starting to get the suspicion that Shizune and Misha might not exactly be the most unbiased people to talk about this with. As if reading my mind, Shizune quickly adjusts her glasses and signs something to Misha.
Of course! We're not trying to get you to join just because we would obviously benefit from you joining the student council and therefore have an incentive to try to get you to...
So you're admitting that...
No, we admit nothing! I mean, Hee-chan, of course it would be nice if you joined. We'd appreciate it. But even without all that, joining the student council shows a healthy interest in the workings of one's school. Yep, it's true, Hee-chan. Besides, don't you want to spend time with us after school, Hee-chan?
I can't tell if she's being genuine, or if this is just really good acting. Both of them seem to be trying hard to look their cutest, although they're already pretty cute to begin with.
So it's settled then. Welcome to the student council, Hee-chan. What?
No!
Ah, see, Shee-chan? Of course it wouldn't go so easily.
It's only a matter of time.
Yep, that's right. That would be boring if it went that smoothly. Oh well, Shee-chan owes me candy now.
You were betting on it? Hey, my life is not a game here. Shizune seems very intrigued by this when Misha signs it to her. The aggressive glint returns to her eyes.
Wahaha! That's interesting, Hee-chan. Let's play a game.
That's not what I said.
How about rich man, poor man? Hee-chan! If you lose, you have to join the student council.
No, absolutely not.
Ah, why not?
Well, because you two both have the same incentive, and therefore the same goal, which is to get me to join the student council, right? No,
Yep.
Yeah, that isn't my goal. But what this means is that both of you can team up, and I'll be at a clear disadvantage, so I will have to decline. Smart man.
Hee-chan, I'm very offended. Are you saying you don't trust us? And that we would pull something so disingenuous? That makes me sad.
Sorry? It's hard to tell where Shizune's influence ends and Misha's thoughts begin. ...
In order to atone for hurting a young girl's feeling, you should definitely join the student council.
No!
How about a game of paper football instead of Rich Man Poor Man?
Paper football? I think I call that Chinese football.
Yeah, it's a game they play in America. Yeah, America! You make a paper triangle and then you try to shoot it past a goal that the other player makes with their fingers.
Yeah, it's Chinese football.
Isn't it cool? It's the ultimate form of competition between two people, Hee-chan. ... And it's also played by elementary and middle school children. Shi-chan, wahahaha! That means it's a game that really separates the boys from the men.
More like the boys from the slightly older boys. Anyway, I'm not gonna play that either. Just the fact you know about it means you're probably surprisingly good at it.
Yeah, that's true. How did you know, Hee-chan?
Shizune frowns at Misha, telling me that she probably wasn't supposed to admit that so readily. I wouldn't say that I'm happy with their attempts to get me into the student council, but I'm a little curious about the student council, or about what the student council does here. I've never been on one before, or even known anybody who was a member, so it interests me. I also kind of like Shizune and Misha, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad. ...
Okay, Hee-chan, how about Risk? The game of world domination.
I don't know. You don't know what Risk is, Hisao? Hisao, what are you doing, boy? I don't know what that is.
It's really fun, Hee-chan. You fight for control of the world with armies and everything.
Sounds like Shizune would be good at it.
If you want to play, we can after school. ... Oh, really, Shi-chan? We can play just for fun, Hee-chan. Shi-chan hasn't played in a long time, so if you want to, there are no strings attached.
Well, okay.
Okay. Perfect! We'll see you after school in the student council room then, Hee-chan.
Wait, why there?
Because that's where we keep the game.
I grimace to tell them how much I do not like this, but it's more for show than anything. So in the end, I agree, but only after getting Shizune to acknowledge that I don't mean anything concrete just by accepting to take a look around and play a game with her. Lunch ends and we go back to class. During afternoon classes, the long-haired girl comes back and sits down in her seat without a word. Again, no one seems to notice, or if they do, no one says anything. I want to ask Misha about it, but I don't want to be nosy. After school, Shizune and Misha quickly find me by the first floor lobby and latch onto me, covering each flank in case I might try to escape. I feel a little offended, but I'd been considering it. Nevertheless, I'm a bit disturbed that enough people have made a break for it in the past that they're on their guard. What's with the escort? This doesn't make me feel very comfortable. In fact, it makes me feel like a dangerous prisoner being transported to his cell.
Wahahaha! What's wrong, Hee-chan?
Oh,
That's right, we're just going to play a game of Risk, remember?
I don't know. Misha, this all seems a little sinister to me. I start thinking that when we sit down to play the game, they'll tie me down and torture me until I agree to join the student council. That might not be so bad. Well, that's highly unlikely, but still. For some reason, it just seems like it would be so plausible. Kinky stiff. Getting to the student council room is as simple as turning 2 corners from where we started. What? That's it? This makes you guys being so on top of me a little shy. Silly. ...
That's not true, Hee-chan. Shi-chan says that when their life is threatened, people have shown the capability to pull off superhuman bursts of speed.
Life is threatened? Her expression unchanging, Misha signs something amusedly to Shizune, who makes a baffling face and puts her hands behind her back, looking pleased with herself. Misha feigns deafness and hums cheerily. Stop that. I know you heard me. You have no excuse, unlike Shizune. Shizune opens the door to the student council room. It's a very plain, sparsely decorated room, although it is quite large, maybe even a little larger than a classroom. There's a big table in the center, surrounded by chairs and a smaller desk prominently placed in the back that I assume is Shizune's. There are a few regular desks and chairs stacked to one side as well. extras, perhaps? Aside from the tables and chairs, the room doesn't have much else to offer. Just a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves stacked with old-school records and documents. Not much else. In fact, nothing else. This is a pretty bleak room. They could at least put a potted plant in here or something. But the most noticeable thing that this room doesn't have is other people. Are we early? ...
No.
What do you mean, no? Does it mean nobody else is coming today?
Yep, that's right.
Before I manage to ask why that's the case, Shizune claps her hands together very energetically.
Hey, Chan, let's play Risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to. Ha ha ha, okay. Do you want to know the rules? We can explain to you while we're setting everything up.
While Misha is talking, Shizune takes out what looks like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it on the table. Actually, this looks kind of interesting. It is! After Misha spends a little too long for her liking running through the basics with a somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizune cuts in and declares the game has started with a decisive motion, slicing her arm through the air. Shizune's aggressiveness is rubbing off onto me. I start feeling more competitive than I intended to be when I agreed to this. Halfway into the game, the music. Halfway into the game, I try to ponder how to defend against Shizune's assault from two fronts. She breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get my attention. ...
He-chan wants you to know that you're taking too long to make your move. He-chan also says that she will let you keep Australia if you agree to join the student council.
I thought this was a game with no strings attached. Just the fact that she would dangle that over my head as an offer means that she knows I care about the outcome of this game. And anyways, no!
That will soon change. Chi-chan admires your fighting spirit and would be a benevolent dictator who will spare your people if you agree to join the student council.
That's terrible. You're so competitive, Shizune. She seems to take this as a compliment. I would expect the student council president to be a little more magnanimous.
Miss?
She doesn't seem to know what the word means or how it's signed, so she pulls out a piece of paper and writes it for Shizune, who in return signs it back to Misha. Misha presses her index fingers against her temples as if trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. ... Suddenly, Shizune bursts into a flurry of gestures. Misha looks daunted by the pace of her heated signing.
Wait. Please slow down, Shi-chan. He-chan? Shi-chan says you're gonna lose.
Tell her I will crush her world empire with my rebellion!
Okay.
Those eyes of hers shine with childlike mischief. Oh, that face! Oh, I skipped it! ... She says you have no chance if you keep playing like this.
No, you won't.
Smarter to play defensive. I can't see the board. What's with these choices? Alright, attack. She's either really mocking me or trying to trick me. I have nothing else to lose, though, so I might as well try something different. Maybe if I spread out my forces and try to take more territories, I can recoup the advantage. Doesn't work. That does not work. Shizune seems to focus on conquering whole nations, so maybe I can sacrifice my hold on continents to gain more small countries. No! A few turns later, I end up losing the game anyway. That's what happens. That's not very strategic. Shizune adjusts her glasses victoriously and allows herself to tentatively pump a fist into the air in celebration. Winner.
I win! Yay!
There's no need to translate that. It was pretty clear.
Don't look so sad, He-chan. You were really giving it your best. That's what I thought. Sometimes your best just isn't good enough, though. If anyone knows that, it's me! You did very well for someone who just learned how to play today. He-chan, you attacked Iceland and North America at the same time. That's a very daring move. Shi-chan's impressed. The mark of great people is that they are daring and that they can follow through. You're already halfway there. Isn't that great, He-chan?
I feel like this is just another clever ruse to get my confidence built up to join the student council.
That isn't enough, though. Just potential isn't enough. There's no point to potential if you don't take the first step. And there is no point to that if you don't keep going. I want to see more. You're right, Shi-chan, but that's so demanding.
Dot dot dot. Dot dot dot.
Shizune leans forward, suddenly looking a lot less playful and more like the serious person I expected her to be from the start. Dot dot dot. Hee-chan, would you like to join the student council?
She really doesn't waste any time, does she? But it's only my second day of school, so I'm hesitant about committing to something so early. I haven't even taken a look at any other clubs yet, but spending time with Shizune and Misha doesn't seem like something I would hate. I still need more time to think about it before I decide for sure. Maybe. I'll get back to you on that.
Dot dot dot. Okay, Hee-chan, but I hope you're not just saying that so we don't feel bad.
No, really.
Really? Hee-chan, if you're gonna say that, you're saying that it is definitely the truth and there can't be any mistaking it.
I know. I guess I should have my revenge for losing at the very least. The face! It's back! Ah, kawaii. Shizune smiles at that in a mischievous way that makes me feel like twisting the knife in the wound of my loss. I take a glance at the clock on the wall and realize I've spent far longer playing Risk than I expected, probably at least 5 hours. Sorry, I think I have to go. I wanted to get to the library. It's not closed yet, is it? Shizune scratches her head and gestures at Misha. How hard can it be to determine whether the library is open? There's a clock right there on the wall. Dot dot dot.
It should be, unless the librarian is absent. I think you're right, Shi-chan. We think the library is open. It's on the 2nd floor. Can't miss it. Do you want us to show you where it is?
No thanks. That's okay. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye!
One flight of stairs up and I run into problems. The 2nd floor hallway is a carbon copy of the 3rd floor one. Wide, of course, and plain like only hallways can be. The problem is that the library's whereabouts are not as easily determined as one would think. The classrooms are marked with signs stating which class they belong to, but then there is a plethora of other unmarked rooms. Is the library one of them? Or is it just somewhere down the hallway? I bet on the latter and choose my direction at random. After I turn around the corner, an unmarked door draws my attention because it's not closed. It's not open either, though, just barely ajar so that I can see it's open and nothing else. It would make sense for the library door to be invitingly open, and while this one is not quite that, it's good enough. At the very least, it means that someone is inside and I can ask for directions no matter how embarrassing that is. I gingerly push on the center of the door with my fingertips, every muscle in my arm ready to pull back at a moment's notice. The feeling of being an outsider to this school can't be shaken from my mind, so much so that I instinctively fear doing something wrong by entering. The door slowly creaks as if groaning from a deep sleep, though it was much easier to open than I'd anticipated. Leaning over and poking my head even further inside to gain a sight of the room as fast as possible, the meek "Hello?" on my lips is quickly snatched away. Oh, I thought someone was saying that to him. Oh. Why, hello there. Well, guys, it looks like we found a new cutie, and we'll have to meet her on the next episode. Don't forget, if you liked, to leave a like. If you disliked, to leave a dislike. And if you have anything you want to say, go ahead and leave it in the comments. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day.